Welcome to the 0 to 60 podcast by LeithCars.com. I'm your host and local gearhead, Mark Arson, with episode 73 of the series. Now, in this season 8 episode, Laura Johnson of LeithCars.com is taking you to Leith Nissan, Cary, North Carolina, where brand specialist Derek Parker has a very rare Nissan supercar waiting for us.
LeithCars.com 0 to 60 with automotive journalist and radio host Mark Arson.
Johnson here with Derek Parker, the product specialist at Leith Nissan, and a rare sight to see in the showroom that's not been spoken for yet. Don't blink. It's a 2024 Nissan GT-R Premium. How are you doing today, Derek?
Doing great. Fabulous, and excited to have this car in our showroom, but not for long.
And get a chance to put your eyes on it for more than 5 seconds, right?
At least, yes. Thank you.
Well, GT-R comes from a huge heritage with Nissan. Tell me about that.
Well, it goes back. We got to cross the pond here. We got to be in Japan, and we got to start. It brings up the conversation about the original Godzilla, which we go back to the Skyline that a lot of people may know of. Then there was an evolution moving forward with the R32, very exciting car, proved itself in many different sporting competition events. And now we have the current generation, which is the GT-R.
And so as we walk towards the car, we're going to open up the hood so that way, you can see so much. But do want to talk about what is underneath the hood on the Premium and the comparison to the other trim levels. So tell me about the trim levels on these.
Well, there are 3 trim levels currently available. Nissan kind of narrowed it down a bit just based on age and just finding out what the customers want. So you're going to start out with a Premium model. And they all come very well equipped. And when it comes to comfort, convenience, and safety, which is what we want still in a sports car, but try to keep the weight down. Then you have a T-Spec model, which is going to be unique trim, interior, exterior, unique wheels. So then from the T-Spec, you got the beast. I call it the beast. It's the Nismo trim level, which increases horsepower up to 600. And well, let's just say between suspension, wheels, and the boost in horsepower, it just takes it to a whole nother level. But very rare. So if you're looking for one of them, good luck.
Exactly. Well, opening up the door and taking a look underneath the hood and seeing, when you go between the 2 horsepowers, there really is. They're obviously going to tell a difference between what's underneath the hood, but when there's fast and there's faster, when you go between these two, and this one's over 500, 535, 565. See, even better. I about shortchanged it about 30 horsepower, but it's going to make a big difference on the road.
And every GT-R engine is one tech assembled. One tech puts this whole engine together and run it through its course once completion of assembly. And one may say, well, why would I buy a car that's already been driven? No, what you will be doing is buying a car that's been proven that it's put together properly before its launch.
And for a proof positive is that you see a nameplate at the front with the name of the person who hand-built it.
Yes, exactly. Every engine has its own design engineer, not design engineer, but it's assembled engineer name right there on the front of the engine.
And also the wheels, about 20-inch wheels, different rims, also depending on whether or not you've got the premium trim and an Nismo trim, because you're going to have bigger wheels in the back. But those rims are just phenomenal, all the differences between them. In the effort of pretty colors, you have copper calipers, and on the back, and especially on this Premium, is that you have that light blue trim around the exhaust. It just gives that little extra touch.
Well, that's that blue flame look. If you know how this exhaust thing with the drivers are, and it also maintains that look throughout driving ability. Even though the car's not going to be probably driven every day, but yet still you want something that's going to look sharp and sporty. And that little blue accent on the tailpipe just sets it off.
Well, it makes a perfect fit inside a showroom, but it also makes a more perfect fit inside somebody's garage. So, hey, Derek, thank you so much for giving me a few minutes of your time today. And, gosh, this GT-R is gorgeous, and it's going to end up in somebody's garage here real soon. Thanks so much, Derek, for giving me a couple minutes.
You're quite welcome. Enjoyed it.
For Laura Johnson, I'm Mark Arson. Thank you for listening to the 0 to 60 podcast. It's a monthly series bringing you news from around the Leith Automotive Group and the world of motorsports in the Carolinas and Virginia. Be sure to follow us on social at LeithCars and visit our website, LeithCars.com.
0 to 60 is a production of LeithCars.com. Like us on Facebook at LeithCars.
The copyright in this podcast and its contents belongs to Leith Incorporated.